A boom, shakalaka boom. Welcome into a special lunchtime live edition of the Clay Edwards Show or the Culture Rot podcast or what the hell ever you want to call it. Drinking my greens. Surprisingly, not bad. Surprisingly, not bad for the alleged health benefits that you get from them anyway. Let's jump into this. Let some people get in here. We got a big show planned for you. I don't do too many of these lunchtime lives, but we've had so much news break since I got off the radio show. I had a big guest on there for the first hour. And then the second hour, we hit a few little stories here and there. And I don't really have the ability to show videos and images on the radio station computer like I do here at my home computer. So I figured instead of making a bunch of little small videos and putting stuff out there, we would just make one big live video, do a nice fancy thumbnail for it when I get done and put it out there so people can chop it up at their disposal, or I can chop it up anyway. Lots of breaking news. White guys behaving badly. So for everybody that says, blah, let me start over there. I can't even talk. For everybody that says, Clay, you don't never talk about the white guys. You only talk about the blackses when they behave badly. And I always tell y'all, look, it would make my life a running ton easier if white guys would behave badly too. Or girls. I don't discriminate. I'm not a sexist or a racist. Well, today we have verified evidence of white guys, I guess allegedly, innocent until proven guilty, behaving very badly. As a matter of fact, we got one FAFO championship there. We got one FAFO championship there. And we're going to give them both to these two guys during this show here. Hope everybody's having a great day. We're going to keep it an hour or less. So let's get it started real quick. Something I'm doing. You like the shirt I'm wearing? You know you do. You got the American flag there. You got the Clay Edwards Show logo there. You got the F around and find out right there. These have been a very popular seller for a couple years now. How about you get you one? Any color you want or anything else on the website you want, 50% off during this live stream only. When the live stream ends, the sale ends. You see the promo code on the bottom of the screen there. EBT is the promo code. At checkout, just put in the promo code EBT and you're getting 50% off. You can't beat it. You can't beat it. Who says I'm not doing my part to help out the folks whose EBT is getting cut off? I'm offering discounts on my merchandise. I'm buying my way into heaven. One promo code at a time. All right, so let's jump into it. Big story broke yesterday while I was on the radio about a man let's start over. A big story broke about a girl whose car got shot during a road rage incident out on the reservoir yesterday. And we didn't know who did it. She said it was a white guy, Toyota Tacoma. Had a few description, said he had a salt and pepper beard. By the way, I don't drive a Toyota Tacoma. I used to. I don't anymore. I also wasn't arrested. But with that said, they have made an arrest. We broke the story last night that Madison police had arrested somebody. They did not release the image. Well, today he was transferred over to the Reservoir Patrol, who I guess handed him over to Rankin County deputies. And he was booked into the Rankin County jail. Well, he was actually booked by Reservoir Patrol there into the Rankin County jail, I guess because it happened in Rankin County. Anyway, that guy is right here. Let's pull him up. If you hadn't seen the story already, this is Walter Ainsworth. He has been arrested for drive-by shooting and charged with aggravated assault. Now, a lot of people have been saying, that's attempted murder. Why hadn't he been charged with attempted murder? Well, in Mississippi, attempted murder is not a law on the books. It's called aggravated assault here in Mississippi. So they've charged him with aggravated assault. Sean Yurkaron explained this to me not too long ago when we first started hanging out and he was doing my show with me about why it's called aggravated assault versus attempted murder. And there is no real reason. He just said attempted murder is more of like a Hollywood thing, not a real life thing. So in Mississippi, it's aggravated assault. I guess because it's easier to prove that you viciously attack somebody than it is to have to prove you were trying to kill him. So therefore the charges stick a little easier. Now that I say that out loud, that does seem to make the most sense there, doesn't it? Yes, it does. So that's the story there. But so let's check this out here. He's 43 years old, which makes me feel a hell of a lot better looking as good as I look at the 48 that I'm checking in at here. Sorry, somebody's sending me a bunch of pictures. Yes. I know. I have already posted this. Somebody is literally sending me the information that we're talking about right now. Funny how that works. Wait, no. This is another guy here. What is this? What has she sent me here? Well, that's not the same guy in the pictures, is it? Has posted a mugshot of the man arrested last night, but the arrest record shows this. These are two different people. Well, that is weird. So they have somebody had the wrong mugshot is what we appear to have happened here. Well, let me check something because we may have a problem. Suspect arrested after, WLBT's got the same mugshot I've got. So let me text this girl back here. Someone has wrong mugshot. So, that's interesting. Sorry, I didn't expect to get this. Yeah, the mugshot that I'm seeing, see if I can show this to y'all, is this. Somebody has posted this, but I'm kind of doing this in live time, but hey, this is what live radio or streaming would have you think. Well, I'll tell you, this fits the description a lot better because that's what I was saying. It's like, man, this guy is only 180 something pounds. So it says, 43 years old, 5'9", 183 pounds. But this is the image that the Rankin County deputies posted on their input deal. So, somebody got it wrong. And then this other guy's the one they're showing here. I'm just kind of looking at this, so y'all bear with the brother here real quick. Well, we'll figure it out, and we'll figure out who's got it right, who's got it wrong. We'll make adjustments as needed. So I think Dark Horse got it from WLBT. The one she posted, I think, is the one I sent you is correct since it's on the Rankin County Court Arrest Record site. Well, it doesn't really matter, does it? It doesn't really matter. Yeah, let me see here. WLBT. Well, hey, we like to be right. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. Let WLBT story here run, and we'll play their little story. Let's do this. Boom, shaka laka. We have the technology, y'all. We do have the technology to do fancy things here on Clay Edwards Live. So let me unmute it here. Turn the volume up. Let's see, make sure my volume's up over there. Let's see what WLBT says.
All right, thanks, Elise. New at noon, a driver was shot at in Rankin County in what is believed to be a road rage incident. It happened Sunday night at the intersection of North Shore Parkway and Old Fannin Road. The woman says she was headed west on Spillway when she noticed a truck behind her. When she stopped at the red light of the intersection, Reservoir police say the suspected vehicle pulled up next to her vehicle and began firing shots. Reservoir police say the woman was not hit by a bullet. However, she did have minor injuries from shattered glass. The suspect is described as a white man with a gray beard driving a white pickup truck, possibly a Toyota Tacoma.
Well, they didn't update it with the current image, but on their screenshot here, see if you go back here, see right here, suspect arrested after woman shot at during road rage shooting in Rankin County, and they've got this guy's image right here, and that is the mugshot that we have that Kingfish has and that everybody else has. So we will effort getting the right image there. Hey, because again, we want to be right. We don't want to just post shit for the sake of posting it. But this is what's up on, at least when originally posted, this is what was up on Rankin County's site. So, but let's see, Rankin County mugshots. What is the website for that? I don't even know how to find it anymore. Anyway, he fucked around. He found out. We'll get the right image and confirm it or not. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time in live time trying to do it. But let's move on to the next one. So white guys behaving badly, as I was saying. And we've got some good news on today's show too, by the way. Yeah, we do that too. We do good news here. But let's do this some more bad news. Or I guess it's good news because the guy is off the streets. And that is this fella right here. Now, this guy, what I've learned is if you do this long enough, the people who seem to be the craziest, the people who seem to dislike me the most, the people who just have this irrational hatred for me, they seem to eventually find themselves on the other side of the law. I could go on and on and on about the people who have done that. And the latest is Charles Burrage or Barrage. I ain't quite sure how you pronounce the last name, Burrage. This guy has disliked y'all's favorite radio host for a long time now, going back 10, 12 years before I ever did any of this stuff. Well, this guy last night decided that he would point a gun at a black man and his two children up in Gluckstadt in the Soulshine Pizza parking lot. Now, we'll show you the video of what happened. And I hit the wrong button there. Let's show you the video because I think we were the first news outlet to share this last night. As Anthony, I forget Anthony's last name. He's the property owner up there in Gluckstadt. He shared it and we shared his post and we're the first to kind of break this story. And I tell you all that, like we were the first to break this story because, people steal a lot of the content that we are the first to find. And we never get credit for it, being an independent news outlet. So I like to make sure that people are aware that we, in fact, are the first ones on a lot of these stories because it does mean a lot. But okay, so you can see right here, if you look to the right-hand side, like right beside my image here, you can see right here, you see the man and here's his two young children right here. They're just walking up beside. They're not too close to this truck. Here's the truck backing up. They're in the middle of a parking place here. Now the camera doesn't come on to right here, so we don't know what happened prior to this, but I think suffice to say, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what happened prior to this because nothing justifies pointing a gun at a father with two children with him. I don't even care what the father said. At some point, you just have to be an adult and take it and go on about your business. Well, Charles did not see it that way. So let's play the video here. What I assume happened is he probably got bothered by how close they got to the truck, or the truck, or the dad got bothered that he was backing up with his kids that close to the truck. So somewhere in here, right about here, they're still barking at each other. We don't have the benefit of knowing what was said here, but they're kind of going at it back and forth. And this is so eerily reminiscent of the situation I had at a gas station last weekend. Maybe it's because the truck is the same color as mine and it's the same kind of truck. And that's not a Raptor, of course. Everybody got a Raptor. It is a nice truck, though. It's F-150, same color. Now, I would love to know what they were saying, but again, it just doesn't matter what they were saying because nothing, in my opinion, justifies what's about to happen right here. Y'all are going to see him point what everybody believes is a gun. There it is with a laser light and a light on top of it. And look at this woman right here running across the parking lot. I mean, she is carrying a baby right there, running across the parking lot. And this asshole has a gun. Let's back it back up right here. Right here. You can see the light coming out of the driver's side window. Right there, he is pointing a gun at this man and his children. And I mean, look at her. She goes into freak out mode. She's like, oh shit. And this is in Gluckstadt. This is in Gluckstadt. And I would love to know what she said to him right there. God, I would love to be able to have heard all the conversations. A lady watching, Jessica, asked, is talking about that image that I was showing earlier, the bald-headed guy, the mugshot. Jessica, that is not the guy from this. Even though they do resemble each other, the bald-headed guy, if the right mugshot, was the fella from the Reservoir road rage incident. These are two separate incidents with two different white guys pulling guns or shooting guns on innocent people yesterday in Rankin and Madison County. Just really something you don't see a lot of out here. So, well, there's that. So I wanted to show you all that video. And now Gluckstadt PD did arrest this guy last night, rather late. And because, look, I woke up at 5:30. And it looks like they had posted it about 3 hours prior to me waking up. So it was around 2 or 3 o'clock last night when they arrested him. So let's go back to the updated image there from Gluckstadt Police. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I share the correct images with y'all here, the correct links. All right, here we go. Man arrested for pointing gun at a father and his two children in Gluckstadt. And this man right here is Charles Edward Barrage. And like I say, this guy and me go way back. I had no clue who this fella was. I've never knowingly met him in real life. That's not to say I haven't. You know, I've met a lot of people owning nightclubs and stuff over the years. But for some reason, when I was working at Swain Automotive, me and my buddy Andrew White were in a vehicle together running an errand, and we were almost in a bad wreck right in front of Heron Gear Toyota there at the High Street exit on 55. And Andrew posted about it on social media. And this guy in the comments said something to the extent of, I wish Clay Edwards had gone through the windshield and got ran over. And keep in mind, I have no idea who this guy is, why he thinks that way of me. And that's fine. You know, I would say I don't care, but you know, at that time I did kind of care. Like, man, what have I done to this guy so bad that he wished death upon me? And he accused me of stealing some money from a fundraiser that I had nothing to do with from a financial standpoint. All I did was promote getting people there. One of my close friends that had passed away, Kyle Bullock. And again, I never touched any of that money. So I just, neither here nor there, I ain't liked the guy since those comments were made about me. And fast forward 10, 11 years, who's the guy that's the real piece of crap here? Pointing a gun at a father and his two kids? Charles Barrage. He owns a roofing company here in town. But even as big of a piece of crap as he is, I'm not one to throw anybody's business under the bus if it's a non-business related issue. I'll leave that for other people to do. But let's read the story here. A man has been arrested after he allegedly pointed a gun at a man and his two children in Gluckstadt. According to Gluckstadt Police Department, officers were called to the parking lot of a Soul Shine Pizza Factory regarding a subject pointing a weapon from inside his vehicle on Monday. Upon arrival, it was determined that a white male identified as Charles Edward Barrage, driving a Ford F-150, and the complainant had been involved in a verbal altercation. Gluckstadt police said Barrage pointed a weapon equipped with a light and a laser at the man and his two children as they were walking in the parking lot, as we showed you on the video there. A short time later, officers located the truck on Church Street near U.S. Highway 51 and conducted a traffic stop on Burge. The suspect was taken into custody and taken to the Gluckstadt Police Department, where he was charged with simple assault attempt by physical menace to put another in fear of imminent serious bodily harm by pointing a weapon and aiming a firearm. That is a hell of a long name for a charge, isn't it? On Tuesday, Gluckstadt Police Chief Barry Hill told WLBT that Barrage received a $3,000 bond. He has not been bonded out and remains behind bars. So, again, this is an allegedly, I'm going to tell y'all here, but I was speaking to somebody earlier that knows the fella and said that apparently last year, this guy came ill with West Nile or something like that and came really close to dying, and it allegedly did some brain damage to him. And they think that that could have something to do. Said he's been very angry and been very mouthy to people, been very verbally assaulting people, being very rude, very confrontational the last year or so. And to all that, I say, I don't give a damn. None of that is a justifiable excuse for acting like a complete madman when it comes to pointing a gun at children. I feel like I would still feel the same damn way if the children hadn't been there. But, you know, you could sit there and say, man, two grown men going back and forth, it is what it is. But with children there, and then the other woman walking across with a child, with a baby, yeah, I mean, just poor decision making, and that's about the nicest thing I can say. And this is exactly why, you know, I went through a quasi similar situation with a confrontation with somebody in a parking lot of a public place last Saturday night. They're filming me the whole time. And me just having situational awareness and understanding the potential ramifications of my actions, I said, you know what? Juice ain't worth the squeeze. This guy's a punk. I don't really feel threatened by him. I'm annoyed, but I'm not threatened. Even though he's popping off at the mouth and all that stuff. And I chose not to pull either one of my firearms because I knew that if I did, what happens next is going to be life-altering for one of us. And I just chose for it not to be me or him in my decision-making there. And we're going to live to fight another day. But it wasn't going to be then. Wasn't going to be then. So, people will say, well, you don't know what you'll do until you're in that situation. I feel like I am speaking from a place of, I know what I would do in that situation. And that is be the bigger man and not pull a gun on a guy and his children. That takes a real special kind of piece of, man, you know what? I can cuss. I'm not on the radio. A real piece of shit. And, you know, again, cheers to everybody who says that I won't talk about stuff that happens in other places or by white thugs. Because this guy checks off all the boxes for somebody I ain't got no problem dropping as deep in the grease as I possibly can. And God bless, you know, the lady who got her car shot at by the other guy, you know, thank God that she's okay. I mean, because her car legitimately got shot. Her driver's side window got shot at a damn red light by a madman. You know, people have just gotten so out of control with the shit they're doing out on the roads. Everybody's patience has gotten so little. Like nobody has any, what's the word I'm looking for? Self-control anymore. People just instantaneously, they just react and then they overreact. It's crazy. Now, I see some dumb idiot here. Crystal, Renee, you want your 5 seconds? Let's give it to you. Says, you were drunk and driving. Surprised you remember. I was not drunk. I had not had anything to drink. I was buying a 6-pack of beer to come home and drink. I had not been drinking. You're a fucking idiot. You are an absolute idiot. Doug, I bet your EBT's getting cut off this week, isn't it? We're about to talk about y'all. Trust me. You stick around. Stick around. I'm coming down y'all row here in just a minute. Coming down y'all row here in just a minute. Denise here says, right? I have a traumatic brain injury from a wreck that literally took my life, and it has messed me up in ways I can't even explain, but you'll never hear me using it as an excuse to act badly. That is not being an adult. Yeah. Yeah. You can't use excuses. I mean, if the guy is that messed up mentally, he don't need to be out driving. We need to take his driver's license from him. You know, if you're so messed up that you're out with such a short fuse, pulling guns on children, bro, you don't need a firearm. Where them red flag laws? You don't need a firearm. Now, I'm not for red flag laws. I'm just making a point here. You definitely don't need your damn driver's license. Need me in a padded room is what you need. I'm telling you, they need to. I don't know that a $3,000 bond is enough. You know, yeah. I mean, this guy is a danger to the community. I mean, those are terroristic threats as far as I'm concerned. Terroristic threats. Let's see here. Let me check my text here. I'm getting a bunch of stuff from people on the side here. Just want to make sure I got all my information right. There's a couple people that are just really, really determined that I tell you guys about the NBA scandal, the NBA gambling scandal involved a man from Mississippi. And I will get to that at some point. I don't know if it's going to be during this stream here. Yeah, but that's pretty, that big FBI gambling operation. A man from Mississippi was arrested and all that, which I do find really interesting. Kelly says, I spit my water everywhere. You're welcome, Kelly. I try to bring some levity to the situations. Oh, look, don't forget, for some reason, the stream thing there is not popping up on the bottom when I have that other screen pulled up. During this live stream only, I'm helping out all the EBT queens and kings, or just people who like the shirt I'm wearing. You're getting 50% off on anything at the website, buyfafo.com, buyfafo.com, 50% off with the promo code EBT during this live stream only. When the live stream ends, the promo ends. And let me go back and edit that real quick. I just always take for granted that everybody knows the website address. And I know that people don't all know the website address. EBT at buyfafo.com. There we go. Buyfafo.com, promo code EBT, 50% off your order during this live stream. Just use the promo code EBT. All right, how about some good news here? And we're going to get to the EBT queens showing their ass on Libs on TikTok. There's a new X handle, kind of like Libs of TikTok, called EBT of TikTok. And it is as good as you think it is. I wish I had the free time to scroll TikTok and collect videos to repost. I would probably make way more money than what I'm doing now, but I like what I'm doing now a little bit better. But hey, how about some good news? A Jackson restaurant could be receiving a Michelin star. Now, I thought it would be, and I'm still think it will be, our friends over at the Manship. But there's another one that's in the running as well. Pull this up here. This is awesome news. We like to celebrate good things when they happen in the area too, contrary to popular belief. I love good food, and I love supporting restaurants locally owned that have good food. Check this out. And y'all know what a Michelin star is? A Michelin star is the highest rating that a restaurant can get. It goes back to Michelin tires when they first started, when the automobile first started becoming very popular. There would be, Michelin would try to promote people driving and their ads and stuff. So they would have these Michelin approved restaurants along the way. And they became known as like these really good restaurants. And now Michelin stars are kind of like winning a Grammy for a restaurant. And long story short, and nobody in Mississippi has one. There's not a Michelin rated restaurant in the state of Mississippi. At least it wasn't last year, but they did come to the South here in the last year and hit up a few places. And I interviewed Stephen O'Neill with the Manship right after they were here or right before they got here, one or the other. And I brought this up with him on the radio station. And I told him, I said, I'd be shocked if you guys aren't one of these restaurants. And he's like, well, I think they're sticking on the Gulf Coast. Not sure if they're coming up here, but another Belhaven area restaurant, one of the chefs has been invited to a thing they're doing. Let's check this story out over here at WLBT. It says, could one or more Jackson restaurants be getting a Michelin star? At least one Jackson Restaurant could soon be recognized with a prestigious national award. Visit Jackson President and CEO Ricky Thigpen on Monday told members of the Senate Study Committee on Jackson at least one of our chefs has been invited to attend a Michelin restaurant guide next month. Quote, I guess the worst kept secret that I can keep, he said. I don't know what's going to happen, but we've never been invited to a Michelin chef's announcement. It's exciting for Jackson and its restaurant community. According to the Michelin's website, stars are awarded to restaurants offering outstanding cooking and are based on the quality of the ingredients, the harmony of flavors, the mastery of techniques, the personality of the chef as expressed through their cuisine, and just as importantly, consistency both across the entire menu and over time. Restaurants are selected by anonymous Michelin inspectors who visit establishments multiple times over the course of a year. Michelin's first American South ceremony is slated for November 3rd at the Greenville Peace Center in Greenville, South Carolina. Its website states that the event is by invitation only and that chefs invited have either earned a Michelin star or another Michelin guide distinction. Thigpen did not say which chefs were invited. However, WOBT has confirmed that Chaz Lindsay, owner of Palito Osteria in Belhaven, will be one of the chefs in attendance. And I don't know if y'all have ever been there. Nothing ironic about it. I got to go eat lunch there one day, or dinner, I mean. I've been there a couple times, but I got to eat lunch with Ric Flair. Woo! He actually signed that belt right there inside there at the bar. Well, right next door to it, but we went over there and I had the belt with me when we went. You imagine my redneck ass walking up in this fancy restaurant with my fucked around and found out championship with Ric Flair. I think the people at the restaurant were a little like, is this real life? This asshole that talks bad about Jackson all the time just walked in here with Ric Flair and we're stuck having to serve him at the bar. But they might not like me, but I like them. Their pizza is really, really good. Anyhow, Palito opened up in Belhaven Town Center in 2023. Prior to returning home, the Jackson native worked in several award-winning restaurants, including 11 Madison Park in New York, which received 3 Michelin stars while Lindsay was there. And it's in the same building as the brewery there in Belhaven. So if you've never been, I highly recommend swinging by and checking it out. Their food is amazing. If you're looking for somewhere to take a girl on a very impressive first date, you can't go wrong there. But I'd probably still go to the Manship. They're great. I love them both. All right, shifting gears here. Let's get back to the negative stuff. That's being too nice for too long right there. I don't know what having to be nice about Jackson. That was tough. That was tough right there. Let's see here. So this is kind of interesting, unrelated to Jackson. But I got this breaking news as I was getting ready to sit down here and put this little live stream together. And you are watching the Culture Rot podcast live, lunchtime edition. I'm Clay Edwards, if you haven't figured that out by now. If you're watching the bottom of the screen there, run over to the merch shop, get you something for 50% off with the promo code EBT at buyfafo.com. So check this out, man. This is strange. And it's cruel and unusual is how it's titled here. Cruel and unusual. An untreated broken arm in a Mississippi prison results in an amputation. That's bad. That is bad. Christopher Booz awoke to see a sign from the paraplegic unit at the hospital where he had arrived 5 hours earlier, shackled and drifting in and out of consciousness. Cut it off, he remembered the doctors shouting shortly after they had wheeled him into an operating room. Cut it off so we don't lose him. Then everything went dark. Then he came to. He tried to turn over, and my right arm wasn't there, he said. God, that is terrible. He started crying, and a nurse came over to reassure him he had died on the operating table before doctors revived him. He was lucky to be alive, but they had to amputate his arm to stop the spread of sepsis. The infection stemmed from a broken bone after Booz, then 38, fell off his bunk at the Central Mississippi Correctional Facility onto his arm left untreated for a week, the sepsis spread. Now that's the jail right here close to my house out here in Rankin County, right over there off, is that I think it's technically in Pearl. Man, that is horrible. A broken arm leading to you having to get your damn arm cut off. But he almost died on the operating table. I mean, so pick your poison. Now, if I had to live without an arm, I could live without an arm. But I've always told, my parents, or if I was married at the time, my ex-wife, if I ever got into a situation where I was paralyzed, unplug it. Let me go. Starve me to death. Do something where you're not guilty of murder or aggravated assaulting me. But I don't want to live and be a burden on anybody if I'm ever paralyzed. I'm putting that out there for everybody to hear. So if I'm ever in that situation and somebody helps unalive me, that's okay. That's okay. That's what I wanted. It's what I wanted. Now I'm going to get these notifications from YouTube and Facebook because their AI is going to hear that. And they're going to be like, are you okay? Are you considering self-harm? No, I'm not. Anyhow, let's get to the rest of this story. So they had the infection had stemmed from a broken bone where he fell off his bunk and it had left untreated for a week. A 1-year sentence for a drug court infraction became a lifetime sentence as an amputee. The Newton County man alleges in a lawsuit filed in federal court for the Southern District of Mississippi. The lawsuit targets Vital Core Health Strategies, a private company contracted to provide health care in Mississippi's prisons. Systemic neglect gave way to cruel and unusual punishment prohibited by the Constitution, the lawsuit contends. Vital Core did not respond to requests for comment about the lawsuit or the episode that led to Booz losing an arm. Booz, now 40, filed his lawsuit in June and reached out to Mississippi Today after it began publishing its Behind Bars Beyond Care series, documenting alleged denial of health care in Mississippi prisons. He and his attorneys say his story is a case study of how routine injuries in prison escalate into permanent harm. Additionally, his lawyer's arguments aim to test the constitutional boundary. At what point under the Eighth Amendment does the delay of medical care in prison amount to cruel and unusual punishment? He says they took off my arm. In February of 23, Booz, a Mississippi State University grad and former Wells Fargo employee, was arrested for violating the terms of a drug court program. He was sentenced to Newton County Circuit Court to complete alcohol and drug treatment in prison, a sentence designed to be a 1-year rehabilitative term, his attorney said. Look, now as far as all that goes, I'm not getting you any sympathy here. You effed around, you found out, and that's what jail is for. It is the textbook F around and find out location. But with that said, absolutely nobody except, pedos and rapists deserve to suffer like that. Nonviolent criminals, we'll say. No nonviolent criminal deserves to suffer like that. The guy falls off his bed, breaks his arm, whatever. Now, what I would like to know, and maybe it's in the rest of this story here, did he ask for treatment? A lot of times these guys don't want to be treated. They just want to play victim and scream and shout and stuff like that. So you just never know. So let's finish reading it here. So we have, I don't know, man, this is really long. We'll read a little bit more here. It says, so he entered the Central Mississippi Correctional Facility, a sprawling 171 acres in Rankin County. It sounds like a real estate guide, doesn't it? It's a sprawling 171 acres in the plush Rankin County in the Pearl School District. The prison has 18 housing units with a capacity of about 4,000. It holds the largest number of people at any state prison. Fun fact here, if that's what you want to call it. So whenever you look at the pedophile thing, like the red flag searcher to see where pedophiles live near you, it always shows Pearl and Rankin County having the highest amount. Well, there's a reason for that. Because they count the bastards that are in jail serving time for sexual assault here at the Mississippi Correctional Facility as being residents of Rankin County. So it's a little disingenuous how they come up with that number. So it has everybody over in Jackson talking about, oh, look at all them pedophiles in Pearl. All the pedos live in Pearl. Well, because we're having to house them from everywhere else like Jackson. Just a fun fact there for you. A little information next time somebody from Jackson or Hinds County wants to crack a little joke about the pedophiles in Rankin County or sexual or rapist or whatever, you can say, well, it's because we're housing all you kinfolk from Jackson and everywhere else. So anyway, but when Boone arrived for his sentence, it took months before he received any of the drug treatment mandated by the judge, he said in an interview. Well, to that, I'll say this. He's getting drug intervention. It's called detox. He should be on a sobriety streak at this point. I think that's really all you got to have to get sober. Let's just be 100% honest here. You just got to get past that first week or so of detox. First, it's the physical detox, and then it's the mental detox, the learning you can actually not need drugs. So anyway, in a phone call from prison, Booz alerted his mother, Cynthia, to the delay. She called the prison and eventually discovered the Mississippi Department of Corrections was short on drug counselors, she said in an interview. Quote, I called and they said it was because of staffing. Cynthia said, okay, so my son is sitting there waiting for treatment or waiting for a class and y'all can't find nobody to do it? Staffing shortages have been a persistent problem for both MDOC and Vital Care Corps. In April, the department withheld $2 million in state money for Vital Corps for having inadequate staff, according to its contract, Mississippi Day reported. An MDOC spokesperson said the department would not comment on pending litigation and did not respond to a question about the agency's alleged shortage of drug counselors. After about 4.5 months, Booz said he began receiving drug counseling, but his treatment was interrupted by the episode that would irrevocably change his life. You know, words you don't use very often, like irrevocably, kind of a tongue twister there, irrevocably change his life. Kind of got a little Michael Jackson thing going on there. Hee. Is that the first thing y'all see is hee. Christopher Booz lost his right arm to an infection after breaking it while incarcerated at the Mississippi. We gathered that. That's why we read this whole thing. On December 15th, 23, Booz took a hot shower and returned to his cot in Quick Bed, a unit where inmates sleep on bunk beds in dormitory-style housing. While climbing up to his bed, he slipped and fell onto the floor, his side bearing the brunt of the impact. The pain was immediate and radiated from his elbow to his collarbone. He asked the guard to escort him to the prison infirmary. The guard told him to go sit my ass back down, Booz said. Booz said he had no recourse. Now, I believe that. I really do. Based on some of the things I've heard out there, the way some of the guards treat folks, I say it all the time, unless it's an actual death sentence, a prison sentence should not be a death sentence. And it seems like far too often it is. You know, guys getting raped by other guys with AIDS and just all kind of crazy things. I mean, like none of that shit should be happening. None of it. You should be able to go to prison, you know, for a year without coming out with a life sentence of some other sort or not coming out at all because of bullshit. Booz said he had no recourse. Quote, that's the problem. Born from absence of an organization process and requesting medical attention, said Rep. Becky Curry, the Republican chairwoman for the House of Corrections Committee. Curry has traveled to the prisons around the state and spoken with inmates about issues they face when trying to get medical care. She said inmates were often not provided any formal process for scheduling of medical appointments. Some prisons also don't provide access to medical professionals overnight. Look, man, they got a real problem in these prisons. I don't think that anybody's denying that. Well, Burl Cain, I'm sure, is denying it. But even the conservative politicians I know here in the state, and, you know, conservatives are tough on crime and all that stuff, understand that there's been a problem in the Mississippi Department of Corrections for a while, and we need to put more money into it. We also need to quit using prisons as a drug rehabilitation. And I know I talk a lot of shit, but I'm being serious. We need to invest into drug or mental rehabilitation facilities crazy houses, insane asylums. We really need to invest into insane asylums in this country, in this state in particular. It would drastically improve the homelessness situation and a lot of other problems. Because I was married to somebody who had a family member. It's probably not fair to point out exactly who, but I was married to somebody who had a family member who had a really bad drug problem, and it was in that, it was dealing with, watching them have to deal with that. And if you're married into that, you have to deal with it too by default. Watching them have to deal with that, where I realized just how ill prepared the state of Mississippi is for dealing with a drug addict. This family member I know got arrested out here in Rankin County, and she threw such a fit in jail that they were worried she was going to die, and they just let her ass out because they said, you know what, you're going to die. Just go die in the streets. Or maybe they dropped her off at the emergency room and they said, you're good, you're done. We don't want you dying on our watch and us having to be sued for, to be responsible for you. But we really need to do something in this state, for drug addicts and insane people, because prison ain't it. And if we're just looking at a dollar and cents standpoint, it's not fair. That ain't what prisons are for. Prisons aren't for drug rehabilitation. Now, I know I just said that you in there and you detox, and that's true. You can, but that's not what they're for, and that's not what we should be using them for. We should have different programs in place for that. I think, and maybe I'm wrong. I'm sure I am. When it comes to this kind of stuff, I seem to be wrong a lot. That's sarcasm, by the way. I'm never wrong. What I think is you get people into these detox facilities, these drug facilities, once they get over the physical side of it. Of course, you got to have armed guards and all that. I think these are the people you put in the work camps and you have on the side of the road cleaning and all of that stuff. I don't think that's the place for other kind of criminals. I'm not saying there's not a place for them doing work, but I think that drug rehab, drugs, minor stuff, that'd be a great place for them to burn their time, stay busy, because that's the best way to get over about anything. Andrew Gosser and myself were talking about this on the show this morning. I think, when you're going through mental health struggles, the best thing you can do is stay as busy as you possibly can. Whether it's working out, reading, whatever. Keep your mind and body moving forward, staying busy. What they say, idle time is the devil's playground. So true in so many different ways. All right, enough of that. Let's get to the EBT queens of TikTok. That's what you're here for. I know it is. It's culture rot you want. It's culture rot you get. I aim to please, my friends. I aim to please. Let me get it pulled up here. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And I just can't hide it. Come on. Ooh. I got to get to it real quick. Y'all bear with me 1 second. Oh, man. Here we go. All right. Boom. Shaka. Laka. Boom. EBT of TikTok. We're just going to start. There's no rhyme or reason to this. Y'all cut the volume up and enjoy. Let's read the caption here. Woman says, if y'all gonna steal, let me know so I can join y'all if their EBT gets canceled. All right, let's see here. Let's see. Does it live up to the hype?
Okay, so they supposed to be cutting y'all food stamps off next month, right? So y'all gonna go steal, let me know. If y'all gonna go steal because they cut y'all shit off, let me know so I could go steal with y'all because they ain't never give me shit. How about that? Let's band together and take these motherfucking markets down, bitch. You feel me? Because I'm just as frustrated. I'm just as hungry. And honestly, I'm just as fucking broke. So, if y'all are gonna go fuck shit up once they take y'all stamps, put me in the fucking game, coach, because I need that.
So, one trend you're going to see here are all these girls with these bull horns, these bull loops in their nose. It's like a trend with trash, white trash, black trash. It is their calling card. It's a liberal woman calling card. Is this loop through their nose here? Nothing, and I mean nothing, will keep my wee doing that like that. It couldn't be a bigger turnoff to me. Like, I have never seen a woman that I deemed attractive with one of those. Just, gross. All right, so let's now this queen here is on here several times. Says this same create. Well, hold on. Here's her first video. Here,
You guys, I'm out of the store.
she she shows off all the things that she just stole from the store and letting everybody know that she's going to be making some stuffed salmon today. Then she says, I don't have food stamps anymore. They cut me off. Well, they cut everybody off, Quita.
Hi, you guys, I'm out of the store. So they wanted $7 for this. Mind you, I don't have food stamps anymore. They cut me off. So I only had $22 left in food stamps.
Now that's
So this is what I stole.
That Kinders, that seasoning, that's some good rub right there. She, at least if she's going to go to jail for stealing seasoning, she did get some good stuff. Kudos to that. She must know how to cook, or just pure accident.
Okay, they wanted $9 for this.
It looked like lemon pepper.
I said, I don't got $9. Then they wanted $2 for this. They wanted, sorry, it's all fucked up because it's been in my purse. $7 for this. I'm making some.
What is that? BOURS Burson. So anyway, whatever. Don't matter.
Stuffed salmon today. These are needed. I'm not paying $7 for that. Okay.
I like how she knew how much everything cost that she stole. I mean, good looking out, keeping a track of it, trying to make sure she stays under whatever the amount for grand larceny is, I guess.
Let me show you the most important thing to me. Short ribs. Take off the label so that you don't beep. Get your fucking meat. How many do you think that I got?
But I thought she was making salmon.
How many short ribs is that? How you guys?
It makes me so angry. But I mean, again, thanks for the content, dummy. So she did a follow-up video. Here we go here. Let's pull it up. This is part 2.
And can I be real? More of y'all bitch ass niggas should have started taking shit from the motherfucking corporations a long time ago. Y'all just didn't have that shit in your motherfucking bones. Get out there and get in the motherfucking field like I told you.
So people who don't have being a habitual thief in their bones is bitches. I mean, the stereotypes, shit, they just write themselves. And y'all wonder why I talk about culture right.
Everything out here is yours. Whether or not you take it, they call that shit free will. I call that shit eminent domain. You know what I'm saying? One thing I learned from the white men, take it! Hey, now! Take it! I don't give a fuck who's already sitting there. I don't give a fuck if your land was already established. Bitch, it's mine now, and I want it. That is what we should be preaching in the land to the fucking masses. Act more like a white man. Take it for yourself, bitch, and you won't be worried about who don't got it. You see what I'm saying? Get out there and ravish.
I like how she has crocheted seatbelt and steering wheel covers there. It's like gives a little touch of grandmama, doesn't it? Now, clearly this is not a Nissan Altima because it's a hatchback, but surely it's in the Nissan family. A Rogue, maybe? Let's see here. We already played that one. So her name is Conspiracy Cutie, and this is her TikTok here. According to this, she lives in the parking lot of the same store she just stole from, talking about the church and how to force them to support people who lose EBT. Now, it's going to be very funny to see people who lose EBT and don't tithe, expecting the church to give them some free stuff. And, also, So I learned this during COVID, and I think I may have mentioned it on the show this morning or yesterday. I can't remember. But I learned this during COVID because I do a lot of people watching. I'm a people watching connoisseur. I love to people watch. Back when I could go to the fair without being bothered the whole time, I used to like to just sit back and watch the people because there's some weird people. Like I used to like to go to the Pearl Walmart and just push a grocery cart around and not really get much stuff. Like you got to do it on a Saturday. I mean, it was just so many strange people that find themselves at the Walmart on a Saturday morning in Pearl. Now, I'm sure other ones too, but that's just the one that I was closest to. I'm sure the one on Highway 18 in Jackson is quite the shit show as well. But let's see what this queen here, this Nubian princess, let's see what she has going on here.
So I get $3,000 in food stamps.
Bitch.
Obviously it's 8 of us, so you do the math. That's why I get $3,000. I have no income, so obviously I'm gonna get the full benefit.
Well, let's do the math real quick before we go any further. So there's 8 of them. Let's just say there's 31 days in a month, 3 meals a day. Clearly she ain't missed one of them. So that's 93 meals. 93 meals times 8. So 93 times 8 equals 744 meals a month for 3 people. Now let's divide that by 3. 1, 2, 3,000. That is not how you do division, is it? I should have done it the other way around, right? 3, 1, 2, 3 divided by 744. So about $4.32 a meal. But let's be more realistic here. Let's say they only eat 2 meals a day. So let's say, what was it? 930, 90, 31, 30. So 93 times 8. Sorry, I'm doing this live time here. 744 meals. All right, so we're going to do 93. What was it? Not 90. So 62 times 8. So that's 496 meals a month. So then she gets $3,000. So 3, 1, 2, 3 divided by 96. So $31.25. My math sucks. Let's just continue listening while I do math.
Amount. Does that make you mad too? Does it make you mad that the government is helping me feed my children? Does that make you want to punch me in my face? Does that make you angry? Does that make you shiver in your boots? Yeah. Be mad. Stay mad. How's I'm gonna feed my kids? I don't have a job. Even though I'm going to an interview today. God, like I said, I took your advice. So it is what it is.
Now, actually, you don't have $3,000. Brian said it's $6.20. Thank you. I could not math. My math wasn't mathing. So thank you, Brian. Thank you. Hey, look, I got a GED. I'm proud of it. But you know what I don't have? Food stamps. And neither does she anymore. Anyway, but $6.40. Thank you for the update there, Brian. $6.40. So $6.40 a meal if we're doing 2 meals a day for 8 people with $3,000 a month. Now you can actually, because I budget my food, and you can actually eat pretty good for $6 if you cook every meal, which with EBT, that's what you're supposed to be doing. But what I was going to say was that I learned during COVID was you're going to see some very nice cars at these church EBT food supplement giveaways. These food pantries, you're going to be seeing a bunch of high-end Mercedes, newer Escalades, Beamers, stuff like that. Y'all are going to be shocked at, and I'm telling you, just remember this. If y'all get really bored, Go and just sit in the parking lot of one of these churches that are doing a food pantry giveaway. And there's going to be people donating, just like they did during COVID, a bunch of your drug dealers and stuff. They're going to be donating boxes of chicken and all that shit, trying to look good and trying to be the Robin Hood of the hood. And you're going to see people coming through with these brand new high-end cars that they've somehow bamboozled a lease on or some financing on with somebody that co-signed, grandma or somebody. And meanwhile, they're on EBT. We're going to expose a lot of people living outside their means. You can peep-pop on a handstand for the gram, but you can't afford to buy food while you're in your damn Lexus, Mercedes, Escalade. Now, don't get me wrong, you're going to see a lot of Nissan Altimas too, and Hyundais and Kias and all that stuff. But you're going to be shocked at how many Charger, SRTs, Mercedes, all this other stuff too. Now let's keep on. But yeah, she ain't got $3,000 in food stamps right now. She needs to be figuring out a way real quick to supplement her $3,000 a month. Because I'm gonna guess listening to her struggle with the English language, that she ain't gonna have an easy time coming up with $3,000 a month. Now let's look at this little. Now this one here is cute enough. She might be able to find a sucker to help supplement her income. I mean, you know what you're going to see here's what you're going to see. You're about to see a lot of new OnlyFans creators. That's what you're going to see happen here. No, we can't play the music. They'll get us for a copyright. She's no food still, but she's just going to steal. So it's going to be okay. She looks kind of like my ex-wife, skinnier. All right, let's see what this girl here has to say. She goes, if they don't open the government back up, she's going to set this motherfucker off if EBT gets canceled. Now, is there music here? Yeah, we can't play it. Well, let's just, we can't play the music anyway. So if they don't open the government back up,
I'm gonna go buy me and I'm gonna come back here and set this motherfucker off.
Are you? Oh, see y'all, look, another one of those bull rings in the nose. Ooh, she says they gonna be robbing white people on November 1st. Y'all know what I have to say about that. The shirt says it all. F around, find out.
Y'all was clutching y'all purses before. This gonna be the time that you need to clutch them. Y'all was doing all that shit at the wrong time. But this is y'all time to show out. Show out then. I ain't gonna be mad at you.
Was it ever really the wrong time to clutch our purses? Let's be honest. Is it ever really the wrong time to clutch our purses? Let's see here. This woman who's set to lose EBT benefits wants to know what day y'all be stealing so she can join.
Y'all, I'm really toe up about the no EBT for the month of November. Don't y'all know Thanksgiving coming up? Don't y'all know no SNAP EBT benefits affect a bunch of people? Do y'all know that affect y'all community? That affect your neighbor? I know it affects somebody in your family. How it affect your cousin, sister, brother, them? It's affecting somebody. It's even affecting some people's side hustle. Again, Thanksgiving coming up. Just think of how many people. I just can't believe how many people that's going to affect. Y'all, this is getting ridiculous. Something going on. Y'all better start paying attention. For the people that's able to work, y'all better start working. But I did want to know if y'all going to be stealing. What day y'all going to steal? Because, see, I don't want to be another day y'all going to steal. So, tell me.
She said she don't want to be there the day y'all going to steal. She's what she said? Good.
I don't want to be another day y'all going to steal.
Okay, well, good on this lady. Good on this lady. She got it right. She said, if y'all can go to work, go to work. And she don't want to be there the day y'all going to steal. So we got to give props where props is due. Respect. I'm gonna retweet this one. Quote tweet. RESPCT. I respect game, recognized game. She is not ate up with culture rot. Now look at this white Caucasian queen right here. My goodness. Oh, just slop it up with a cat head biscuit. What's this queen saying?
I have a question though. Why do you care so much about people?
What is this number? This. Yeah. Well, I mean, what are we doing here? What? It's like just her best angle that she could possibly muster up to hide those 37 chins. Is that a Nazi tattoo?
Getting food benefits, you do know they put it back into the economy, right? So it's basically like free money. It's like imaginary money because the money was never printed in the first place. So they're taking like digital air money and putting it on a card.
Well, it for real comes out of my paycheck every month. Ain't nothing imaginary about that. It for real comes right out of my damn check every single month.
And that upsets you. Digital air money upsets you. Hypothetical dollars upset you because it just goes right back into the economy, like I said. So what you should be mad about is the money that's being spent on, like, not your community, not the people who need it. What about how your money goes to politicians who literally don't work for you? They don't do anything for you. They take away your rights. They take away things from you. It's just...
My God. How many kids does she have back there in the background? Let's listen again.
Who literally don't work for you. They don't do anything for you. They take away your rights. They take away things from you. It's just...
Like, watch this this is like her trying to be sexy here, y'all. Watch this.
I have a question though. Why do you care so much about people getting food benefits? You do know they put it back into the economy.
Yeah, we care because we're tired of supplementing you lazy pieces of trash's income because y'all couldn't keep your legs closed and you choose not to work. That's why we care. Oh, good Lord. Grape Barney looking motherfucker right here. What does that say? TikToker says, I hate to be the burial of bad news, but I'm going to need y'all to get out there and sell that cat again. The burial of bad news. You think she meant to say the bearer of bad news? Oh my goodness. We are cooked, y'all. We are absolutely cooked.
All right, ladies. Now, food stamps getting ready to get cut off, and I hate to be the one to tell you this. I hate to be the burial of bad news, but I'm...
Burial of bad news. We got to listen to that one more again.
I hate to be the burial of bad news, but I'm going to need y'all to get out here and start selling that cat again, okay? Because back in the day, our grandparents was not worried about how they was going to feed these kids because they wouldn't mind going out here and getting on these blocks. Hell, y'all going to have to go ahead and start selling some cat. Okay, I don't want to hear nobody online complaining about food stamps. There's a bunch of dumbass niggas out here in these streets running around ready to pay $20, $30 for a piece of pussy because them niggas ain't shit. Let's go ahead and use up these men that's already washed up. All right, do what you got to do. Just wear some protection. That's all I got to say. I'm just saying. The one to tell you this, I hate to be the burial of bad news, but I'm...
The burial of bad news. This may be the greatest TikTok I've ever listened to in my life. It legitimately. I need to save that. Bookmark. You know what? You can actually download. We're going to download. Hold on. I'm downloading this. I'm saving that forever. That is in my forever inventory now. Hashtag culture rot. If y'all got to leave, I understand. I ain't got nothing to do except go work out. So I'm going to have a little fun here. I got to send some emails. What is it? Well, hold on. What does the caption say? Woman threatens anyone being bold about losing her EBT, saying that it's nothing to hop on a Spirit airline or a Carnival cruise, I assume.
I see y'all won't come under my post being bold. Y'all feeling bold? Put your address in the comments. Put your address in the comments since you feeling bold behind the keyboard.
Oh.
Just like I said, set up a Discord if y'all going in the store. And what store we going to? I got another something for y'all YNs right quick. Now put y'all address in the comments since y'all feeling bold. It's nothing to hop on a Spirit flight, baby. Just how them ICE agent got masks on.
So her EBT's getting cut off, but it ain't nothing to jump on a Spirit airline. I guess maybe she's taking the last girl's advice and gonna sell a little of that kitty cat and gonna take that money and jump on a Spirit airline. And she bringing the YNs with her. Did I understand that? So what you're telling me is, now look, her terms may be acceptable. What you're telling me is, insert address, you come to me with some little thugs with ill intentions, you come onto my property, and then I can, well, defend myself and my property? It's just that easy? Your terms are agreeable. Where do I put my address? Idiots. Oh, look, here we go. Another bull ring through the nose. And again, you've yet to see one of these things that you would have walked out, it pops around the corner 3 a.m, too drunk to remember anything with. Oh, these things are terrible. What does the caption say? This grown woman is upset over her mother ignoring complaints about her EBT getting cut off. Quote, I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around how my mother doesn't care. I'm guessing that ain't the only thing you're having a hard time wrapping around, but let's listen.
I told my mom.
She's piqued my interest, crying about her mom.
I told my mom about how I'm probably not getting SNAP benefits this month, and I haven't heard a singular word from her. Nothing. I sent information to my family, my brothers and sisters, in a group chat about this, including my mother. Nobody acknowledged me or anything. Only one of my siblings, who I talk with daily, knows exactly what's going on and what I'm potentially dealing with. And my mother grew up poor. She grew up poor in the South. And I was on WIC as a child. I am having a hard time wrapping my head around how my mother doesn't care, or is at least choosing not to respond because she did vote for you-know-who. I don't know if it's embarrassment. I don't know what it is.
I love the mom. It's the nose ring,
Can't
bitch.
even be are you okay? How are you doing? Nothing. And my mother is someone I talk to on a semi-regular basis.
I pity your mother. I truly pity your mother.
Is losing SNAP benefits going to be the thing that makes us not talk anymore?
I hope.
Because I'm not gonna be reaching out anymore. And to go a holiday wondering if she's gonna ask me how I'm doing and how her grandson's doing. Fucking heartbreaking, honestly. I know I'm not the only one experiencing this kind of thing either.
Dustin says she's probably busy at work. I agree. Oh man, we're stealing this one too. Hold on. I got to download this. We're moving this one.
I told my mom about how I'm probably not getting SNAP benefits.
We're moving this one to
month,
Facebook.
And I haven't heard a singular word from her. Nothing. I sent.
All right, we're gonna share that one on Facebook when we get done with this live stream. I steal a lot of videos off X. Like the non-Jackson, Mississippi stuff that I post on my big Facebook page. Most of it I steal from over here. Everybody steals content these days. Don't judge. At least I'm not robbing a stove. Woman says that landlords should expect no rent during November if EBT is cut off. Now, it's funny she says that because I was actually talking to a fella the other day who rents a bunch of property. And now this has nothing to do with EBT, but it is the government shutdown. He has people who rent from him that have government affiliated jobs that have federal contracts and whatnot, or they're federal contract workers, and they're not getting paid right now. So they are late with their rent. Now, here's the thing that just makes no damn sense to me is they all get the back pay every time this government opens back up. So like, what's the damn point? Even when the government shuts down, what is the point in people's pay getting cut off? I mean, real talk. If we're just going to cut it right back on and they get a spigot of whatever they're owed, what's the point in it ever getting cut off? It's all done digitally anyway. Anyhow, keeping on here. This is way too much fun. I've been waiting for somebody to compile all these things into one place.
To all the landlords expecting rent next month, what'd you do with last month's rent from your tenants?
Paid the fucking mortgage, you idiot.
Did you spend it on yourself and your family, or did you put it back into your properties?
It doesn't matter what they did with it. What'd you do? Buy some
Did you
shit
use
for
that
your
money
hair?
wisely?
What did that say? What'd she say?
Did you use that money wisely? Looks like you're going to be having some late rent.
I hope her landlord watched this. You know, it's always these absolute, excuse my language here, but I just got to say this the only way I know how to say it, because y'all are my friends. I don't look at people who watch my videos as fans or anything like that. Y'all are my friends. I'm going to talk to y'all just like I talk to my best friend if they were sitting beside me. This is an unfuckable troll right here. Look at this. They give themselves away every time. I don't know what it is about the least attractive people doing whatever they can to their face or hair area to be as noticeable as possible, to bring as much attention to themselves as possible. But if it ain't the bull ring through the nose, it's the fluorescent or pastel colors in their hair. Surprising amount of melatonin, folks. Says this woman says people shouldn't complain about how their tax money is spent and that she would happily donate more of her own income to support SNAP. Well, just donate it to a food pantry, you idiot.
Hey, so by the way, the average American in taxes pays $36 per year. Per year.
$36
in
too
taxes
much.
towards SNAP benefits. So all
Too
of these
much.
people coming on the internet being like, it's not my job to pay for your kids and your housing and blah, blah. Shut the fuck up.
No.
$36? That just tells me that you're a horrible fucking person. I'm sorry. I'd give $100 here. I'd give $200 a year
do it.
if it meant getting people off the streets and fed. Yeah, you're just a horrible fucking person.
Well, what we've learned is it doesn't matter how much money you give irresponsible people, they're still just going to be irresponsible with the money. That's why the whole reparations argument befuddles me. I've been around people, poor people, the better part of my life. I've been poor for the majority of my adult life. And one thing I know about people with poor spending habits is no amount of money is going to fix their problems or their bad habits. They'll win in the lottery. There's a ton of research out there that shows people who win the lottery are broke within a few years because they do not know what to do with money. God, when I was in the buy here, pay here car business around tax time every year, y'all know the whole story. People get their tax returns and they run straight to the dealership and they put it down on a car. And within 3 months, the car gets repoed because they never make a payment on the car. And it's always the people who get the most money back for doing the least. It's the single black mothers that just get the absolute most unearned tax money back, at least here in this area. And, you know, the rest of the country, I can't speak for it, but in Jackson, Mississippi, based on the demographics, it's single black mothers. They get $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000. They can put it all back down on a car and never make the first payment. It is like they are allergic to the money. If it doesn't get out of them, out of their pockets, out of their bank account, out of their purse, it's going to kill them. And, you know, ironically, in the hood, if somebody knows you have it, it may damn well get you killed if you don't hurry up and spend it. So I guess I can kind of relate. Let's see here. Let's see. Dustin says, they lack the hustle. I ain't rich, but I swore my kids wouldn't ever see poor like I did. Yeah, Dustin, this generational poverty, but it's generational poverty by choice. It's like they're poor because it's what they do and it's who they are. It's like I talk about the gay for a living folks, the black for a living folks. Like, cool, you're gay. Cool, you're black, whatever. But what you are doesn't have to be who you are. Does that make sense? You're like, okay, cool. We know you're black. We know you're gay. And I'm just using those two as an example because they're usually the loudest. But that doesn't have to be what represents everything about you. Okay, cool. I get it. You're this oppressed thing here. One's by choice, one's not. I'm old enough to remember when black people used to hate it when gays compared their struggles to the black struggle. Because it was always, you choose to be gay. Then they decided to kind of form this unholy alliance against conservatism. And now there is no difference to a lot of them. Let's continue here. These things are really a sad indictment on society, aren't they? This woman was, quote, really hurt after finding out that she will have to spend her big girl dollars on food instead of relying on EBT.
Y'all, why they took my food stamps? Oh. I'm like wondering why it's not hitting today. Go to HRA, she like, yeah, your case been closed for a month. A month? I just got paid last month. I'm smelling, but I was really hurt. Like, now I gotta spend my big girl dollars on some food. Like, bro, X is $20. I just can't. I just really can't. Now I'm about to go on live and back. No, let me stop. We're gonna get this money by tomorrow. Anyways, F Donald Trump and his minions. That's what I came on here to say.
Again, they think this has got something to do with Donald Trump. I mean, this shutdown is 100% Democrats' responsibility. The Democrats, all this is happening. And I rarely talk about this because I just assume everybody knows, but clearly not. This government shutdown is because Democrats want to give free health care to illegals. And they're holding the poor's EBT hostage to try to get health care for illegals. So the Republicans have just said, we want to open the government back up as is. So the Republicans are trying to get the poor's fed. But the Democrats, who are supposed to be the voice of the voiceless, the defenders of the poor's, they're the ones holding the poor's money, EBT, SNAP, whatever the fuck you want to call it, hostage. It's not the Republicans. We've all voted to reopen them have all voted to reopen the government under the Joe Biden spending bill by just extending the date. The bill that, frankly, I wish they had never signed to begin with. And it suits me fine, the government staying shut down. My life has been exponentially better with the government shut down. Exponentially. Like I'm sure most people are realizing that unless your paycheck is directly connected to the government, unless you're not getting money, you don't even notice the government is shut down. You truly don't. The only people who know the government shut down are the people who get paid by the government. I really got to pee really bad, but I'm trying to stretch this out just a little bit longer here. So apparently we got a little boomerang action here. It says, after celebrating 2 weeks ago for winning her EBT appeal, they gave her $330 a month. This woman says that people are going to cancel the holidays over benefits getting cut. Oh, this is going to be sweet right here.
Hey, I just came back from out of town. I got the letter I was waiting for to see if I get me some EBT. I just tried the system to see if I would get it. I just tried to see if I would get it. Let me see if they would have given me something. Oh, God damn it! Look, they give me some EBT, child. Oh, my God.
All right, wait, this got music in it. I don't want to get tagged for a copyright here, but she's celebrating getting $330 a month. I would be so embarrassed for anybody to know I was getting EBT. Like, I would never do a jig online because I was getting EBT. And I don't know what's more embarrassing, doing all this for $330 or doing this for EBT. My backup Facebook page, my personal page, just with me barely doing anything, just posting pictures of food, what I ate makes me more than $330 a month. Let's see what the next video says. She's going to be a little less happy in the next one. Life comes at you fast.
Y'all know what? Since them bitches want to hear and take EBT, you know what we need to do is close our motherfucking wallets and pocketbooks.
Well, we closed it for you. The Democrats, I mean, got to call a spade here. The Democrats did close your wallet and your pocketbook. That's the whole point of this. You was just celebrating getting $330, and now you over here talking about an economic boycott. You are participating in an economic boycott already.
What the fuck we need to do? Since it ain't by stopping the SNAP benefits, gonna stop us from eating. Here come Thanksgiving.
It don't look like anything has stopped your big ass from eating, ever.
You're wrong. When the holidays, Black Fridays, we don't need no new TVs because we got TVs. Kids don't need Christmas because, listen, they got Christmas all year long. For the past couple of years, they get Christmas. Hey, child. So we don't need to stop all that benefits, okay?
What does she even mean? What does she even say there? What?
Christmas because, listen, they got Christmas all year long. For the past couple of years, they get Christmas. Hey, child. So we don't need to stop all that benefits, okay?
Huh?
So we don't get them business our money for Christmas and Thanksgiving and all that. Black Friday. I bet they get the EBT then. I bet you they will. Let's close our pocketbooks and our wallets.
She works at Walmart, by the way. You can tell from her jacket there. I know it's Ebonics, but what the hell is she trying to say? Is she trying to say that the economy is going to shut down if they don't have their EBT by Black Friday? You're not supposed to be able to use your EBT for any Black Friday sales.
Right on ahead and cancel the holiday season. Us Americans, that's what we need to do. Let's stand together. Let's close our wallets and our pocketbooks for the holidays and what they'll do then.
I'm guessing the thing that she really needs to close, other than her mouth, of course, would be her legs. But whatever. I'm just speculating. Get back to work at Walmart. Go stock some shelves. No insult to Walmart workers, of course. Oh, let's see. This woman asked, what does people losing EBT have to do with you? I mean, what does it take out of your pocket? Tell me you've never worked a job that held out taxes, or tell me you've never paid taxes without telling me you've never paid taxes.
Why y'all so worried about people losing their EBT? Like, not worried. I mean, like people who are celebrating people losing their EBT, like get a job and stuff like that. What does people getting EBT have to do with you? Like, what is it doing to you? Like, what is it taking out of your pocket? What is it? Your taxes and shit still gonna be the same.
30%.
So why are you celebrating somebody losing something that has no benefit to you? I'm lost.
It just blows my mind that they think that it has no benefit to us. Seeing them suffer is a great benefit to me. Seeing to do what I'm doing right here, make this video with 46 people watching in live time is a great benefit to me. I mean, if I wasn't doing this right now, I'd be exercising or something. This is a great benefit to me. It's high entertainment value. And of course, if I have to suffer, you have to suffer. Woman says it's about to be so bad when EBT cuts off that she feels bad for grocery store employees. Quote, they're going to break in and get your groceries. While this is playing, y'all, I got to go pee, so it may play twice.
For whoever work at Walmart, Kroger's, or Myers, close y'all self-checkouts. Maybe even better, get y'all some top flight security at the door because people are about to walk out with their groceries. They not giving a fuck no more. You telling me y'all closed these folks' food stamps down knowing the holidays was coming up? These folks gotta get stuff for their babies. These folks gotta get gifts and everything. And it's already bad. Motherfuckers already working 2 jobs, doing DoorDash, and doing this just to maintain, to live. You cut their food stamps off. You cut Medicaid off. I would never understand that. And for the ones who voted for this man, y'all knew y'all was dead wrong. But I'm going to tell y'all this now. The Lord is the only people we can revive on because it's about to be bad. It's about to be so bad. And I feel bad for people. I really do. Because how it's coming, you might want to have your groceries yourself because they're going to break in and get your groceries.
All right, sorry about that. My bladder was literally, Democrats' favorite word, literally about to explode. I'll probably have to pee again in 5 minutes. I held it so long. Let's play another video here real quick and let's wind this down here. I've been on here an hour and a half. A woman who receives EBT says that literally, there's the word, that literally it's fucking is the government's job to take care of her. Quote, that's literally exactly what the fuck their job is. It is to make sure that their people can live, let alone have a good life and a decent life. Look at all that jewelry in her nose. 1, 2, 3. My God, man. You can't hate these people enough. You cannot hate these people enough. And I'm not talking about black people or anything. I'm just talking about people with this mindset. You can't hate them enough. They are the enemy of this country. They are the enemy of this country.
So with this whole food stamps thing going on, and a lot of people are losing their access to food next month, I feel like the main argument I've been seeing is, it's not the government's job to feed you. It's not the government's job to take care of you. It's not the government's responsibility to take care of you. When literally it fucking is their job. That's literally exactly what the fuck their job is to make sure that their people can live, let alone having a good life or a decent life. Just live, just be alive, which requires food, clean water, housing, and accessible health care. It is their job to provide us those things. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Y'all are mad at the people that need to, utilize these programs, that need to be on these programs.
Man. Generational. We're multiple generations into this generational Section 8 welfare benefits that people think this is their reparations.
So with this
People
whole
think
food
that this
stamps,
is their birthright for whatever reason. They think that this is their birthright. The country thinks that it's our responsibility to do is to protect us from war, to protect us from our enemies. That is your country's responsibility, not your ops, your enemies of the country, not the people you start shit with in your neighborhood. It's to make sure that the roads are paved and you have running water. That's really, the core essentials of government, the police, stuff of that nature, all things that, most of you guys tell me y'all hate and you want less of. That's the mindset right there. So let's listen to this guy here and we're going to wind this down. Man says that federal assistance like EBT should be a right guaranteed to everyone. I should have picked this one to go to the bathroom on. It's 2.5 minutes long.
The difference between me and you is you think food should be earned. I think food should be a right. The difference between me and you is you think
food is a right. You have the right to go eat whatever the hell you want right now. Learn to hunt. Learn to hunt and gather and go get your ass some food.
Clothing should be earned.
You can ride in a car with a panoramic roof and leather. It's always somebody playing do good. I bet this guy posted this on his Facebook and TikTok and all that and got a bunch of likes from a bunch of people who aren't going to do a damn thing to help anybody during this EBT shutdown.
Earned. I think clothing should be a right. The difference between me and you is that you think housing should be earned. I think housing should be a right. The difference between me and you is you think education should be earned. I think education should be a right. The difference between me and you is you think healthcare should be earned. I think healthcare should be a right. The difference between me and you is you believe that basic human needs should be delivered based on your ability to earn them. I think they should be delivered based on your existence on this planet. That's the difference between me and you. The difference.
See, what he's trying to say is he thinks it should be free. He thinks things that cost money should be free. Now, food can, in theory, be free for a hunter-gatherer. There's just not going to be, I don't have to explain this. Y'all know what the hell I mean. These people are we're cooked. We are absolutely cooked. The culture is absolutely cooked.
Between me and you is I care about human well-being way more than I care about profit. The difference between me and you is I'd much rather feed 100 kids, knowing that 20 of them could afford the food themselves, than to not feed 100 kids because 20 kids might get away with eating for free. That's the difference between me and you. I'm the atheist, you're the Christian. Which one of us is more aligned with the guy who you claim to worship?
I mean, who's he even talking to? Like, who does he think he's talking to? I'm serious. Does he just automatically assume he's talking to Republicans and Republicans are all Christians? Is this what he's thinking? Because I know several Republicans who are also atheist. Republican is not inherently Christian. God knows, I know plenty of so-called Christians that are Democrats. And I don't think you can be a Christian and a Democrat. His logic is so flawed.
Which one of us is more aligned with the guy who you claim came to save mankind and cares about the least of us more than the top 1%?
Now, wouldn't in theory this make him a Christian? I mean, if this is his logic.
You point me to the scripture where your Jesus said, what you do to the least amongst us that can prove to you that they're worthy of your help, you do amongst me. You're not going to find that scripture. The difference between me and you is I care about human well-being for my enemies and my friends, my best foe and my best friend equally. Because human well-being is something we should all agree on. And if one kid is starving, we should be just as pissed off as if 100 kids are starving. And the fact is, way more than 100 kids are starving every single fucking day. But you rather say, where's the money coming from?
We know where the money's coming from. Our paychecks. And we're tired of it. We're tired of having to put in the work and carry a bunch of lazy bastards on our backs. Period. But again, this whole shutdown, this EBT apocalypse, it ain't about us. None of this is about us. But it don't mean we ain't gonna get our LOLs and our yucks out of it. Oh, I'm gonna get my yucks out of it. I can't wait to watch the EBT apocalypse come Saturday at the front door of any Walmart, Kroger's, or any other grocery store. And yes, I put the S on the end of Walmart and Kroger because I like to speak in Ebonics. I know that neither one have an S on the end of it, but I like making things plural that aren't plural because, I like to speak in Ebonics every now and then. All right, I'm going to extend the 50% off sale on merch till midnight tonight. I'm in a good mood. So anybody watching this video after it's live, if you made it to the end here, promo code EBT at buyfafo.com, and you're getting anything you want on the website for 50% off. Promo code EBT, buyfafo.com. And I'm on a burner today. This probably ain't gonna be the last video I do. I'm sure there's some short form content in my not too distant future. I do want to check one thing before I let y'all go, because at the beginning of the show, we had a little confusion on the mugshot of the guy that did the reservoir shooting. WLBT still has this mugshot up here. Let me show y'all, just so we're all on the same page. The guy in the yellow jacket, the guy in the yellow shirt is still the mugshot that they have up. So it's not the other one that I got texted. So if there's any change in that, I will update my post. But as of right now, WLBT and other outlets, to the best of my knowledge, are still running with the guy in the yellow shirt. Let's check darkhorsepressnow.com, see if they have any change in anything here. Jackson man arrested. Paint me shocked. They don't have anything about the reservoir shooting as far as the arrest goes. Yeah, they got it too. They've got the same guy. So I think we're good. This is the same mugshot that everybody has. So I believe that we are good on the mugshot. If you were watching at the beginning of the video, there was some confusion based on some screenshots I got that we may have the wrong guy. But as of right now, this is the one everybody's rolling with. And man, talk about his weight being debatable. You know what I wonder? Because now that I'm seeing this beard, this picture of him right here, I don't have it on my screen here, but I wonder if that was an old mugshot, because the guy was arrested back in like 05, 06 for some drug charges. And, you live a rough life. I bet you that's what it is. I bet you that was an old picture that was still on file. So anyway, I just wanted to confirm, because, we don't want to have the wrong guy image floating around for such a heinous crime as to shooting into the window of a woman's vehicle in a road rage act of terror. Is really, frankly, what it is, an act of terror. So Randy Allwater, there's a damn name I ain't seen in a long time. Randy, I wish I did take EBT. It'd be closed down right now. There's a gas station in downtown Brandon that I stop at every now and then, and I noticed the sign at the checkout yesterday said no EBT. I'm like, hell yeah. It's my kind of stove. My kind of stove. Randy Allwater, man, great seeing you. Appreciate everybody skydiving in for a little lunchtime live with me. That's almost 4 hours of content I have put out so far today, and it's not even 2:00 yet. I'm going to go get some exercise in and grab some lunch. Y'all be blessed. Thank y'all so much for tuning in.